So official.
Hey guys, how's it go? Oh my gosh, I don't have your camera pulled up for some reason. There you go. I don't know what happened there. All right, perfect. All right, hello everyone. Today I have my good new friend, my new good friend, Evelyn. Is it Vollmer? Volme?
Vollmer.
Vollmer. Evelyn Vollmer, 3D printing technician. Is that the proper term? Yeah. Currently just graduated from, was it Utah State?
Idaho State.
Idaho State. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, you're
I
good,
am
you're
the
good.
worst host ever. Cancel me. All right. But yes, just graduated from Idaho State with a degree in geology with a focus on paleontology. Is that correct? Did I get my
Actually,
facts correct?
no.
All right, Evelyn, go ahead and fix everything I just said. Introduce yourself.
I am Evelyn Vollmer. I work at the Idaho Virtualization Lab. I am a 3D specialist / technician. While I am like a huge paleo nerd and took a bunch of geology classes, my bachelor's is actually in mass communication. So I just graduated with that. It was pretty exciting because being a first generation student and growing up very poor, it was not in the cards for me, but it ended up happening. So I was very excited.
That's super awesome, and the chat can now crucify me because I am the worst host. I did not do as much research as I should have. I am so sorry, Evelyn. I'm so freaking sorry.
You're good.
All right. I don't know why. I always assume that everyone I talk to on this show has a paleo degree. But yeah,
Most of them do.
hashtag Dinosaurcomics is over party. Canceled. But yes, today I will be drawing Evelyn's one of her favorite prehistoric creatures, Tiktaalik, and it's something I've never drawn before. It's a super weird creature. I got it pulled up right here in my reference window. So we'll see. Maybe I could do something cool with it. I'm sure I will be able to. I need to lie to myself with that confidence so that I'll actually do it. Yeah.
All of your things are great. You've got this.
Thank you. You don't got to do that on stream. So basically, like, you said you have a degree in mass communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, let's talk about your interest in paleontology. Like, how did that begin?
So in high school, I started volunteering at my local museum, and they liked me, so then they hired me when I went to school there. And our museum is connected to the university.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to develop my love for natural history as I was working there, and slowly just developed more and more, and then just fell in love with dinosaurs when I started taking geology classes.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Tiktaalik too was just another thing that when I learned about that in my evolution class, I was just like, the world is wild and things are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It has really developed over like the past 6 years.
No, I 100% agree. It's crazy. Were you like you weren't exactly like the dinosaur kid, were you? Or were you the dinosaur kid as a child?
Oh, funny story. I grew up in an extremely Christian household, and they kind of taught us that dinosaurs and stuff weren't real.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a very controversial anti-evolution type of thing. So I just didn't learn about dinosaurs or anything.
Interesting.
And then, especially in Idaho, I don't know if other states teach about like geological history and fossils and stuff, but Idaho doesn't. So I didn't learn about it until I was like hitting the end of high school, and I was just kind of researching myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a late bloomer to the dinosaur gang, but I really have loved all of my time here.
Okay, we're an accepting gang.
This is true.
That's very
Dino
interesting.
Club.
Dino Club, Dino Gang. What like got you into doing mass communications though as your focus instead of like saying geology or paleontology?
So, as much as I love the museum world, it is a volatile area to try to find jobs.
Exactly,
so I
that's
wanted
true.
to do mass communication, which is a very versatile thing. You can get jobs in a lot of different fields.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in news media and all of that as well. So that was another thing that I focused on with my degree. So it's really helped me with the science communication side of everything. Like I understand how audiences work on the internet, and I've also like grown up with watching a lot of YouTube and all of that. So it was just kind of already in my brain, but that was something that I was interested in, watching a bunch of like science communicators, like Callie Moore and PBS Eons and all those people. They were my inspiration for like choosing communication instead. But I'm kind of thinking about going back and going to do grad school for geology. But I did just graduate and I hate school, so I might wait a minute.
Yeah, no, I hate school too. You're good. No, but that's really interesting because so far everyone I've talked to who had that interest in dinosaurs, like, was like, yeah, I just wanted to get into the field. I knew the risks, but I took it in stride. It's part of the journey, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but you're like, oh hell no, that's like a volatile field. I don't know. I'll have to move like every other job, which is true. You got to move like every other job. If the museum hires you, if you want to get there's not really like getting promoted, because usually like if you went into prep, for example, the fossil lab manager is pretty much gonna be there until they, you know what I mean? So you need to like constantly move around in order to get like a job in the field. So yeah. I understand. I mean, I graduated with a bachelor's in psychology, so and I'm out here like drawing dinosaurs because I thought the field of art was really volatile and unsafe, as well as just like I remember like I considered paleontology when I started college, but like in California, the field would mainly involve me working with mammals, and there's nothing wrong with mammals. Mammal people, don't get upset, but my interest, yeah, I know, I'm trigger some people in the chat, but I really wanted to work with like dromaeosaurs, because like everyone wants to walk with velociraptor, haha. But yeah, no, that's just a very interesting like career path you're going through, and especially considering that you're considering taking a geology like master's potentially. I think that's really cool. And regarding I'll say regarding your TikToks, that's actually how I found out about you. Like I was just scrolling through like reels one day, and then I saw one of your TikToks. I forgot which one, but I thought it was hella funny, so I was like, okay, you gotta follow. Boop. Yeah.
I'm so glad. When you followed me, I was like, oh, this is like a celebrity.
Do people think I'm a celebrity? I'm just a dude who like drinks beer and draws dinosaurs.
I don't know. I was shook.
That's fair. But yeah, so you talked about your inspirations being like all the YouTubers, PS Eons, etc. When did you exactly start your social media, like not just like your TikTok, but like your Instagram and pushing for science communication?
A lot like a lot of people this year, quarantine really changed the way that I was functioning daily. And so I felt like it'd be kind of fun to start doing science communication, because it was something that I had been interested in, and I was following a lot of people on Instagram already that had been doing it, but I hadn't like taken that leap yet. And then quarantine happened, and then TikTok just blew up, and it was hilarious, and I just love scrolling through there, and I was like, there isn't dinosaur TikTok yet, and so I was like, I can start doing that. And so I started making a couple videos like in March, and then I had a couple of them like just blow up in September, and then I got a bunch of followers on there, and it has just kind of snowballed since. So I moved a couple of I like made my Instagram into dinosaur themed, because I hadn't really I stopped using Instagram a whole lot. So then I was like, we can make it into dinosaurs, and so moved followers over from TikTok to there, and it's just been really fun understanding the differences between the platforms. It has been weird because I didn't tell anyone at work that I was making TikToks, and so when one of them blew up, one of my coworkers came into the lab and he was like, "This is you!" And he like showed me a video that I had done, and I was like, "No, no,
this is you. This is cringe." And I'm just kidding. What would you say is like the main difference? Because you mentioned there were like a bunch of differences between the populations.
It's all, I think a lot of it is age groups. And then like the type of people that like to use certain platforms. Like TikTok is a lot of the Gen Z kids and like younger millennials. And so the type of humor is different. And I just felt like Instagram was getting too like social media model-y, and that's just not what I really wanted to do. So I wanted to post like silly things that I like about dinosaurs and me with dinosaurs instead of like social media influencer. Like I'm on the beach type of pictures.
I'm on the beach. Career on Facebook, Instagram model.
Pretty much.
Your LinkedIn. But yeah, okay, that's interesting. And I don't have a TikTok. I mainly found you through like the Instagram reels that you were posting. But I can see what you mean. Yeah, I feel like TikToks is a very like, I'm not even that old. I'm only 26, but I don't know why like I'm not a part of TikTok yet. Maybe I should download it now.
You should. It's really fun.
Okay, I will. Just because you told me to. But yeah, no, that's super cool. What about your 3D work? Like, how did you get into that? Because
So I started working as an education intern at the museum, and I wanted to be a teacher at first. Like that was kind of a thing that I explored my freshman year, I think. But I realized I don't have the patience to be a teacher, so it started not making as much sense for me to be an education intern, like priming me for that area of work. And then there was a position opened at the Idaho Virtualization Lab, and so I jumped at that, and I was like, "Hey guys, like I'm pretty good at computers, and I'd love to learn 3D modeling and 3D scanning and a bunch of the stuff that they do." And they were like, "Heck yeah, come on in!" and hired me, and so I've been there since 2017. And so at the lab, we do all kinds of stuff like 3D scanning, 3D printing, 3D modeling, all that. So I started off with 3D scanning, so we did a couple of 3D scanning projects where you just take a scanner over top of a fossil and then digitize it and put it online. So we've got a bunch of those available on our Sketchfab page. So if anyone's interested in 3D printing a bunch of the stuff that we have, that's all available online. And then I fell in love with dinosaurs because a project came in from the Wyoming Dinosaur Center where I don't know if you're familiar with Lori Ornithoides.
I'm not familiar with Lori.
Yeah, so it's like this little tiny dinosaur that they found next to Jimbo, the Supersaurus. And so they brought the fossil in, and they were like, "Hey guys, do you think you could 3D scan this and maybe create a digitalized and 3D printed version of this?" And my boss doesn't love dinosaurs. He's like a helicoprene guy, so he was like, "Here, intern, deal with this." And I was like, "Yes,
here, intern." Here you go.
So then I used our program ZBrush after we had 3D scanned it, and I masked out each of the areas of the fossil that were, fossil material instead of matrix. And then I used that compared to reference material and created a 3D model of it. I actually have the skull up here.
Go ahead and show us. Go ahead and show us. That is so cool.
Yeah, so then we 3D printed this, and the whole skeleton is now on display at their museum. And Dean Lomax was on that paper, which was pretty cool getting to meet him. And it was just definitely one of my favorite projects I've gotten to work on.
That's super cool. Dang, is the Idaho Visualization Lab, are they mainly like paleontology based, or do you guys scan other things like people or actors?
We do all kinds of stuff. Like whoever wants to come in and do a scan, they can. 3D scanning people is a little hard just because hair and clothes and stuff aren't as good with the scanner as like rock, but you can do it and make it work.
Okay.
So if you're ever in Idaho and you want to get yourself scanned, just let me know.
I can get myself scanned, put into the 3D world, and people could buy me for their use. That's crazy.
I could 3D print you.
You 3D print me? Dang. I was saying, you could 3D print the future Dinosaurcomics dinosaur statues in the future. if that ever happens. But yeah, no, that's super cool. And how long have you been working with ZBrush?
So I started that in 2017 as well.
Okay. Is it hard to learn? I've always been interested in like 3D modeling. I just never dipped my feet into it. You know what I mean?
I think ZBrush is the best one to learn.
Uh-huh.
But at first it was really difficult because I had never worked in 3D that way. I come from a sculpting background, so like I do a lot of ceramics and pottery and that.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to manipulate clay in real life is a completely different experience from doing it in like ZBrush. But ZBrush has a lot of attributes that are pretty similar, so when you finally start to understand it, it makes more sense. And I was also thrown in like to the deep end. Like this project was my first project.
Oh my god, they're just like, here you go, bye.
Do it.
Just do it, bye.
Pretty much.
Interesting. That's crazy though. Dang. So now you're doing all this like crazy like 3D modeling, 3D scanning stuff, and you've been doing this for how long again?
The 3D modeling I think has been 5 years, but working in the museum is 6.
6. Dang, that's so cool. Wow. Dang.
Thanks.
So when am I going for a tour?
Come on in. Let me know.
All right, I will let you know. I'll hit you. I'll hit you up if I ever go to Idaho.
We are pretty close to Yellowstone, so if you're ever interested in doing a Yellowstone trip, I always advertise that like we're like 2 hours away. So.
Oh, that's hype. Dang, we're already like planning stuff. But yeah, no, that's super freaking cool. So in regards to like back to like your your university work and the classes, what classes did you take when you were doing mass communication?
Oh gosh, mass communication is all kinds of stuff, especially at like my university. So we took a lot of journalism classes, film classes, photography, anything media related, so like graphic design, understanding audiences, public relations, all the boring stuff. So I enjoyed my geology classes way more.
What are you planning to do with the mass communication like field?
Oh, loved the communication side of museums. So I always thought it would be kind of fun to be a social media person for a museum. But you know, I'm just kind of vibing for now, just trying to figure out where I am.
For sure. No, I was there when I was a fresh graduate. I know that feeling when it's just like, all right, I'm out of college. Now what?
Yeah. Everyone's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm still trying to figure it out.
And that's totally okay. Like, you don't need to rush into something, especially if you're not sure. I was kind of pressured to do that when I graduated, mainly because at the time I was a student intern for the Department of Health. And basically, since I was no longer a student, I had maybe like 6 months left to work before, they booted me out, right? And that was an intensely stressful part of my life because I was pretty much living on my own. So I didn't have like my parents to fall back on or anything. And then basically I got a job as doing data management for one company. But yeah, that whole like journey of trying to find like that one job just straight out of college was fairly difficult, I'd say, and a little scary, but I made it through, and that job taught me like a lot of like skills that I use now.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I relate. I can't fall back on family. It's like 100% supporting myself, and like my boyfriend and I are living together, and we're like planning on getting married and all that. And
nice.
So the two of us because he just graduated too, so we're both trying to find jobs in the same place, and so it's just the added like I don't know where I'm gonna be, and I'm a planner. I like knowing where I'm gonna be. So I think I might be potentially working at the museum like full time, which would be exciting. So,
that's great. And would you be doing like communication for them?
It will be the 3D scanning and 3D modeling stuff.
I mean, that sounds just as fun, in my opinion.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that is super cool. What
And like
specimens
maybe
have you?
communication on the side.
Yeah, no, yeah. What specimens have you worked on? Like, is there any crazy ones that you've worked on so far that's like publicly that you can talk about publicly?
I have one that's really cool that I can't talk about, but
Ah, don't talk about it then. Talk about something else.
I can tell you that one in private.
Okay, tell me about that one in private. Yeah.
That's raging right now. Helicoprine's really cool. It's just this set of spiral teeth is just so weird and it wasn't well understood for a really long time, and it still has a lot of questions to be resolved. So working on that shark was pretty amazing, and then we also did another paper that came out 2019, I think, that we also talked about Edestis, which is the scissor tooth shark.
Yeah.
So it's another counterpart to that, which was really just a cool thing to look at. We CT scanned those, so then we were able to actually find cartilage from the shark and actually reconstruct what it would have looked like, or like at least the front end of the animal, which was just being able to see that is pretty amazing. My boss said, he was like, it's not quite walking on the moon, but he's like, it is pretty cool.
Okay, here's one thing I never understood. How did we piece together the current look of Helicoprine? Because I remember when I was a kid, the first image I saw of that animal was it had like the jaw coming out and then like doing like a little spiral thing, and then like I think the hypothesis at the time is it would flick it out or something stupid like that. And I was like, how does that even work? Like, what did he do with that?
So in 1899, I think, might be 89, I can't remember. Alexander Karpinski, a Russian geologist, was studying these fossils, and they had been misidentified as ammonites.
Okay.
And he looked at them and he was like, they're definitely not ammonites, and started making some guesses as to what they might have been. And so he proposed that it was a shark-like creature. And he had this crazy reconstruction of the teeth coming out of the rostrum, so like the top part of the jaw. And it just looks so derpy, and I love that image. So basically sat for until the 60s, and no one had really messed with that. And he had gotten crucified at the time. People were like, that's not right. And he was like, well, okay, well, here's maybe some other theories. So he also did like maybe the whorl came off of the fins, maybe it came off of its
fins. What?
It was really, really silly. But no one could really prove him wrong because cartilage doesn't preserve of it.
Yeah.
But this area of southeastern Idaho is it was part of the Phosphoriaceae, that we get tons of them in our phosphorus mines over here. So our museum was like, we have like 100 specimens, and out of like, it's the most anywhere in the world. So when my boss started working there, he was an undergraduate and he wanted to get into research. And so the museum director was like, pick something in the collections that you want to study. And he looked around, and we've got tons of Pleistocene material and mammals and all of that, and which was kind of boring to him. So he was like, this shark thing is what I want to study. So he looked at a couple of the specimens, and one of them is named Idaho 4. And Idaho 4 was pointed out in like the 60s by some researcher who had came in, and he noted that there was cartilage preserved in it. But they didn't have CT scanners back then. So
okay.
When Jesse came in, he was like, so this had been noted and kind of just sat for a long time. And so he was like, let's CT scan this thing. So they finally were able to CT scan Idaho 4, and they were able to pull out cartilage material from the lower jaw and actually determine where it sat in the jaw. So actually have one right here.
Nice! That's crazy.
So all of this is from CT data.
So the jaw, it goes like it spirals into the bottom of the mouth, and I'm assuming that it's kind of like a conveyor belt where it would, like, as it aged and teeth were lost, it would slowly replace the teeth as it.
So its cool adaptation is that it doesn't have to lose teeth like modern sharks.
What?
So its baby teeth sit in the center of its jaw, so it'll grow into the actual material.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, Permian stuff is pretty cool.
Permian's. I feel okay. Like I feel like obviously Permian stuff is like ultra underrated. You know, we're always and there's something I noticed. We're always talking about Hell Creek. I almost said Heck Creek. We're always talking about Hell Creek for some reason, man. But you know, like there's so many other like cool formations and time periods that don't really involve, you know, giant theropods that I think that, you know, the public should be able to, you know, should be exposed to more. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
And so, based on fossils that we find size-wise, they estimate that they could have gotten up to 45 feet. So, big boys.
Get out of here. No way.
Take 40, that, Megalodon.
45 feet? I need to take 2 swings for that. Okay, this whole time, I thought, because I didn't really look up too much about Lake O'Brien. Yes, Charles, that is indeed humpback whale sized. But yeah, no, this whole time I just assumed it was like 20 feet at the most, you know, not bigger than a great white shark. 45.
So one specimen leads us to believe that. So like a more conservative estimate would be like 35 feet, but yeah, the 2 experts in the field kind of agree that it could have gotten up to 45 feet.
That's still like insanely big. That's like 2 school buses.
Big.
That's big, and then that thing catches you, and then it could chainsaws you in half.
So I think one of the mistakes that we made when we were branding this, because they started doing the research in like 2013 on this, and before then, talking about helicoprion, it was still like a very niche thing, and people hadn't quite. It wasn't as popular as I think it is today. So they started trying to brand it and be like, look at this cool thing that you can find in Idaho. And it slowly but surely got pretty popular, thankfully. But they nicknamed it the buzzsaw shark, which kind of implies that the teeth are like literally spiraling in the mouth.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't do that, yeah.
No, it does not.
I figured. Thank you for clearing that for the chat. When saw turns into wood chipper. I don't know if you're reading the chat, but that's what I'm reading right now. But that's okay.
It's too small, I can't read it yet.
Oh, okay. You're fine. I'll read it for you. I'll be your eyes for this. Yeah, Crikey, it's Christian said, when a saw turns into a wood chipper. But that's okay. That's terrifying. These things got 45 feet long. They had insane teeth. Like just seeing that coming out of like the darkness of the abyss would like I'd piss myself. Like no lie, man.
No lie.
Like no
but
joke.
I'd be so excited to see one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like. What I'd love to see one. I'd not want to be near one, that's for sure.
So another cool thing, so this area was like a shallow sea, and so we think that they probably were hanging out here for like mating season and all of that.
Okay.
So I just really, really, really want to find like itty bitty teeny tiny little baby helicoprion fossils. The mining company that will give us the fossils, they basically they'll only give us the big good ones. So we have like we need a size range for them. So I want to be like, hey Monsanto, please just give me the little baby ones you find.
Do you think they will? Do you think so? Have we found any?
I don't think there have been like little tiny ones, but I think that just because the way that they mine out there, they've got big machinery that they can't find the little stuff. It's got to be out there. But
I believe they're out there. X-Files theme, go. I wish I had like a soundboard to play. Oh, okay, that's my next idea. I'm gonna get a soundboard. But dang. Definitely. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I feel like I learned a lot about helicoprion. That's insane. This whole time I thought it was just some 20-foot long shark that had a chainsaw mouth, and it for whatever reason, that design has never come up ever again. Like, at least the mouth design, right? Let's talk about Tiktaalik, because I feel like that's also a very underrated prehistoric creature. Obviously, very famous. Famous meme about it. What was it? Like, reject modernity, return to Or what's that other
Return to
one?
fish.
Yeah, Return to Fish. And there's like another one where it's like, no, Tiktaalik, stop, go back in the water.
People like holding guns at Tiktaalik, like
yeah,
get back in there.
get
I don't
back
want to
in
pay
there.
taxes anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to live in society anymore. Yeah.
I think this is hurtful Tiktaalik slander, and we need to be thanking our great grandpa Tiktaalik for these amazing features.
Yeah, my great. I should put this in my freaking family tree, like just a Tiktaalik photo of Tiktaalik. But yeah, dang.
When I have like a dedicated house, I am going to have like a little Tiktaalik shrine. Everything.
Excuse me. Tiktaalik shrine.
I will. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I was just taking like 3 swigs because I couldn't believe what you just said. But dang. So okay, what exactly is Tiktaalik? It's a fish, right?
So it's a sarcopterygian that lived during the Devonian.
Okay.
So it's a tetrapod that came out of the waters and was the first ones to basically flop on land.
Mm-hmm.
They were evolving like legs, more of like a push-up type of deal. But it was just learning about them in our evolution class just really struck with me because I was like, they're so cute and stupid, and I love them.
They are indeed very cute.
Mm-hmm. And that's, if you want to learn more about it, everyone's probably read Your Inner Fish, but in case you haven't, it's a very good book.
Mm-hmm. What is okay? So you explained to me it was basically like prehistoric fish, like midway point between like fish and amphibians. Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Okay, first of all, how big was it? Don't tell me it was freaking 45 feet long.
Oh, I think I can't remember exactly how big they were, but like maybe 4 feet. Could be saying something wrong, so
okay. That's manageable.
They were little guys.
I could have one as a pet, like a Japanese salamander almost, I'm assuming.
Flopping noises.
Yeah, flopping noises, exactly. But yeah, so how did we know? Well, I mean, we just mainly know about like how it evolved based on like other prior like specimens, and this is basically the assumption that we're having that like this or like a close relative of Tiktaalik basically led to amphibians taking over later on. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, that's insane. Were they carnivorous?
I would guess so, based on their teeth. They've got pretty intense little fangs.
Oh yeah, yeah. I okay, I see that now. I don't know. I feel so dumb. Like, okay, so I know people see me for whatever reason. People see me as like this compendium of dinosaur knowledge, but I'm not. Or like prehistoric knowledge. Yeah, not all of us like.
Even paleontologists don't know everything. Like I feel like it's good to be able to just say I don't know.
Yeah, no, and that's like what people should do, right? Like that's like the. I feel like there's a lot of bravery in saying I don't know. Let me look that up.
I hate accidentally saying the wrong thing, and like, so I will like, especially for my TikToks where I'm like doing an educational thing, I will like fact check every single word I say. I hate saying something that is actually inaccurate.
But
it's also really hard to do with paleontology because the literature is always changing.
Exactly. Like something you say today could be like wrong or like, in like outdated tomorrow, especially when it comes to certain animals. Spinosaurus. But but freaking oh my god, I like lost my train of thought.
Do you feel that way with when you're doing your dinosaur comics?
Definitely 100%. Like I held off of doing Spinosaurus for like a while, mainly because I was waiting for like new literature to came out, and then when the tail paper dropped, right, is when I was like, all right, time to dive into this. And then what was it, like 6 months later, Dr. Holtz and Dr. Hone come out with a brand new paper, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, sure. I mean, I have a new art style now, so I guess I could redo it and do some of the new yeah, do the new literature. But yeah, I think it's like a struggle like I have where it's like, do I wait to do this animal? I mean, obviously there's some dinosaurs where I'm just like, there's probably not going to be much more new things said about this. But every time, but the popular ones, I'm always like, should I wait? Should I, Do you? I mean, you feel that way too, yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, and oh, Christian, I don't know what I'm planning to color this guy. I'll probably make him counter shaded, but I'm gonna make it fun. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you also encounter like a bunch of like those like dinosaur weenies, right? Who are all like, "This is wrong. This is inaccurate. Here's why you're wrong." You know what I'm talking about?
T-Rex fanboys.
Oh my god, here we go. T-Rex fanboys. Let's talk about that. Tell me about your the T-Rex fanboys.
I love T-Rex. I think it's an amazing fossil. Or well, they're all amazing fossils and amazing specimens.
Yes.
They're just really overdone. But then if you dare say that to a T-Rex fanboy, your life is ruined. You're canceled.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think my most controversial comic, if you look in the comments of my Tyrannosaurus comic, it's just people arguing for like 300. Well, actually, let me check real quick. How many comments is fucking? Oh, gosh, I don't know why I said that. this frickin' comic have. Let me see. Because I remember there was like debates. People were getting upset and angry. People were like, I don't know. It was just like the most visceral like amount of hate I'd ever got. 407 comments. 407 comments. There's like one argument that happened on here. Let me see. There was actually a bunch.
A story kind of similar to that. One of my TikToks that blew up, the one that still has like the most views out of anything, was one that I had done about Spinosaurus, and it had come out. I did that one right as the tail paper had come out.
Okay.
So I was like, scientists have discovered that it's an aquatic creature and doesn't look like how you think it does in Jurassic Park. And people were like, we knew that it was aquatic before this paper. And I was like, okay, but it was like a 5-second long TikTok. Like, I didn't mean to say that hadn't been done. And so I just got so many people like correcting me in the comments. But also like, when people are commenting and angry, then your video just gets like pushed out even more. So if you can just avoid the assholes, like, then you're fine.
No, 100. It's hard though, because I feel like, I don't know. It's like paleontology, especially dinosaur paleontology, really feels like I'm engaging with like the Star Wars fan base or something. You know what I mean? Because like you need to be correct with the canon of paleontology, otherwise you are a hack. You don't know shit. You are a terrible human being, and you will go to hell. Like, people have such extreme freaking views about dinosaurs. Like that when someone says something about dinosaurs, right? And it's okay. Like, me and you both love dinosaurs, but you can't like attack someone just because Like, I think the most hate I got regarding that comic was when I said Tyrannosaurus was the largest known theropod dinosaur, right? Which, if you look at different sources, is probably true. We need more estimates for Spinosaurus and more fossil material to really confirm if it was, weight-wise larger. But when you say large, you're talking about weight, right? And I believe the estimate I had for Tyrannosaurus was 8.8 tons based off of the Scotty specimen, right? And then there was a bunch of people fact-checking me up. Actually, Spinosaurus was larger, and he was 60 feet long, blah, 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 blah. It's just people getting mad saying I don't know anything. And, oh my goodness. I mean, calm down. Go outside. Get off Reddit. Go outside. Go make a friend.
It does feel that way sometimes.
I know.
Like sometimes I really do just have to take a break from reading comments because it can get to be a lot.
No, that's 100% true. I agree with you. Do you take a lot of breaks from social media?
I try to like pre-film and like pre-make content. But I'm also like I was raised on social media, so like I still use it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could like just leave home without my phone a couple of times, but I can't. I wish I could, but I can't.
No, I feel you 100%. Like I have a
Are you that way?
I don't want to say I have an addiction. Maybe I do, but especially because like how much my page has grown, like I don't really like, you know, I don't want to let it go. You know, it's like I'm always like trying to keep the growth going. You know what I mean? Because you're growing your page, you feel an attachment to it. It's your page is your baby essentially.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And your growth means more opportunities for you in the future, wider reach, and just to like not access it for a day, I guess can be a little hard for me. See, I agree. I think that's a bad thing though.
Do you have like up and down spikes with your engagement?
Yeah, for sure. Like Instagram is super weird right now. Like since Facebook purchased it, it hasn't been as consistent. They're constantly trying to do things where it's like, I don't know. I feel like they're really trying to get me to buy ad space. Do you
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
This post is doing 95% better than your others.
Yeah. But here's how you
Pay
can
for
make it better.
advertising.
Yeah, buy advertising, and But I read that if you give in and buy advertising, your account will permanently not be able to grow as fast because the algorithm basically wants you to pay for more advertising, so they'll halt your growth unless you pay. And see,
I can believe that happens. Because like I also have the mass communication background, and so I've
uh
talked to a lot of professionals in that area, and a lot of how social medias work is it's like they know that their creators are very important and how they contain ecosystems, and so especially TikTok does this where it's like it's a lot like gambling where it's a reward system of
hmm
if your post does really well it gives you a ton of dopamine and you're like, oh my god, yes.
hmm
And then you won't have another post do that well for a long time, so you're just like striving to do it, but they won't let you get too frustrated that you eventually quit because
hmm
they'll start giving you more views to make you feel better again, and it's just like this feedback loop. And so I just like really try not to pay attention to it.
No, I feel you. Like I've kind of reached a point where it's just like if this post does well, it does well. If not, I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm at a point where I'm pretty comfortable with my numbers, and as far as I know, most people still enjoy my comics. So,
Yeah, I look forward to them.
oh, thank you. Well, yeah, no, it's yeah. Would you say that like what would you say is like a strategy for continuing to grow in this, you know, new environment of social media where the company is trying to really get you to buy ad space and trying to like manipulate you and with your dopamine and serotonin receptors?
Gambling. A ton of it has to do. This is my opinion. I don't know. Maybe this is not correct. But I think a lot of it has to do with the individual's personality and the things that they can bring to the table.
Mm,
So while I am not a intense research paleontologist, I still do interesting things in the field, and so I will pull out my niche in that area and continue posting about that, but also adding in my personality to it. So I think that's a good thing for creators to do, and then also understanding that your audience, they all have lives, and they like you're not the center of it, and
mhm,
so pulling yourself back and being like, this is just something that they see on their phone like for 2 seconds, and so
mhm.
it's not that important. It's fine.
No,
Maybe I'm
I
rambling.
agree.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I think that's actually very very insightful. Um, yeah, I think some people have a tendency to take themselves too seriously on social media. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come. it's
No.
it's just a bunch of numbers, man. Like, I understand that you can get new opportunities, new business opportunities, especially if like it's part of your you're making money on it. Like 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 I do. But but it's it's important also not to stress about it, for sure.
When did you start making your pins? Those are super cool. Talking about making money.
I think the first set was in June. It was the Heck Creek pins. Funny story on the making of them. I did all the designs in like 3 days on a whim. And it was because I don't know if you know who Fauna Para is. Yeah, she does a lot of like natural life like illustration, and she released her it's called Fauna Aquatica, her pins, which are just like all like fish and stuff. And I was like, wow, those are so cool. And then I checked the Kickstarter and I backed it, but I looked at the numbers she was getting on the Kickstarter and I was like, oh, that's a lot of money off of pins. I can do that. And then I designed I knew people were receptive to like the way I drew dinosaurs. So I just like, okay, I'm gonna make some super cute pins based off the most famous fossil formation, and let's see how that goes, right? And it went very well. I made like nine grand, and a lot of people are requesting reprints of them because I've sold out of most of them already. So I'll probably do that. But yeah, I mean, are you planning to do something like that for yourself in the future?
Currently with a company, do something interesting. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Okay, yeah, don't if you don't know, then don't mention it. We can talk about it later if you want like, advice or anything.
But I have other things that are in the works currently that I'm trying to monetize some stuff. I'm in the TikTok creator program, so I make money off of the video the views that I get on TikTok, which isn't a whole lot, but if it ever really blows up, I think I could continue.
That's crazy. I didn't know that TikTok had a creator. Like, how is that? What are the requirements for that?
You have to have 10,000 followers plus, and then a certain amount of views each month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what that is, but I've been consistently hitting that, and so I'm currently at 70 something followers. I can't remember exactly, but so it's been really exciting.
Wait, 70,000 followers?
Yeah.
What? Okay. See, you're more famous than me. Okay. You're more calling me a celebrity. What? 70,000 followers?
To Instagram followers, I think are different.
I mean, still, it's like that's like that blows my mind. I didn't know that you had. See, now I'm gonna download TikTok because I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna add to that 70,000. But yeah, that's like that's insane. Holy crap! Wow.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So when are you quitting your job? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't quit your job. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If your employer is watching this, Evelyn is not quitting her job. Evelyn's not quitting her. These are jokes, man. These are not facts. Yeah, that's crazy. How
long have you been doing your Instagram? I'm interested.
Okay, so I'm gonna expose myself here. I started Dinosaurcomics in 20. I want to say 2016 or 2017 or something like that. The whole point of the page at first was not for my art, but I was sharing comic art of dinosaurs. So it wasn't Dinosaurcomics because I was making comics. It was Dinosaurcomics because I love comic books. Like, I have so much, comics and manga. Like, I'm a huge like weeb, okay? But yeah.
Nice.
Like I like all that, that crap. But yeah, I had so many comics. You can circle back to that. I had so many comics, and basically I wanted to share like the art in here. I was like, when you see paleo art, it's always like something, done for a museum. But I think the paleo art in comics are also just as impressive, especially in probably the work that has the most influence on me it's called Age of Reptiles by Ricardo Delgado. And I don't know, that just really struck a chord with me. So I was kind of like, I would take pictures of the inside of my comics and then just share it on social media. People really liked it. And then at some point I was like, I'm gonna try drawing. I haven't drawn since I was in high school, and then I started drawing. Um, they did okay. Like, I was just doodling at first, and then I started making some like, comedy comics based off of paleontology. And if you scroll down to like the bottom of my page, you'll see them. Some of them were really freaking edgy though. Like I did one that had like an abortion joke in it, and I was like, now like looking back, I was like, that's a yeah. I cringe at it, but back then I was like, something funny. Abortion's funny. No, not really. It's not. Um, but yeah. So after I started the Did You Know Dino, I just archived all of like those old like comic posts because I was like, at this point, like this page is about my comics now, and yeah, so that's what happened.
It's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, now you
I
know.
didn't know that you have been doing it for so long.
Well, the Did You Know Dino series started when quarantine happened, so that's when I really blew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so before
Wow.
then I was a nobody. I was a loser.
A nobody.
I was nobody. But yeah, it's given me a lot of cool opportunities. But when did you start your TikTok? Or like how did you like grow it exactly?
I started it like March of last year, and
Uh-huh.
then I wasn't consistently posting until like September, and then I got like it just blew up in September, and so since then I've been posting pretty much daily, except for when I have like a bad mental health day, which is it's just time for me to relax. But I like TikTok is really difficult because if you don't post daily, it kind of punishes you.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to have content that I can just keep in my drafts and then post when I have no ideas.
For sure.
But I wish I was more of my audience was on Instagram, because I think I kind of have like a every 4 days type of thing on there.
Mm-hmm.
That feels way more relaxed.
No, yeah, for sure. Like there was a point like on my page, for example, where I was posting like a madman like every day, but like my mental health started to wane as I was like pushing myself so hard to get a comic out each week, like, every weekend, while at the same time trying to get a drawing or a doodle out every like every day. And there was a point where I kind of just crashed like mentally. Like I felt
Yeah.
like physically sick. Like have you felt that?
Definitely.
Yeah. And I just needed like a break from, because there's things I also want to draw. Like, I like drawing, I like drawing people. I like drawing, animals. I like drawing landscapes, right? And I wanted to get a chance to improve at those things, but I didn't have the time because I was constantly working on my, my Did You Know Dino, and I felt like I was stagnating. And then, which is why you kind of see like an art shift in like my recent comics. I took a break and I just like started just practicing art, like pure art fundamentals. But yeah.
And like it's something with like art where it's kind of something that you do for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you start giving it to other people and they want like one niche part of your art, and you're like, well, I like doing other things as well.
Now, don't y'all like cute anime girls? Come on, man. Well, I think this is like a kind of thing where I kind of discovered this, where if I blend the passions, I'll still be able to make something where I can draw something as well as keep it in theme with the page. Like when I drew like the girl like running with the Miragaya. Like
So cute.
I know that was all like, all right, I just want to draw a cute girl. All right, today. And oh, I know how I'll put on my page, but let me add a Miragaya real quick. All right, there we go. And oh, thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons dinosaur story I did for Comictober, that was just an exercise. I wanted to make something that had a narrative, instead of just being purely educational. So that was a lot of fun too.
Love your like little comics where you drew a bunch of the paleo girls. Those are so cute. Like cats is just chef's kiss.
Oh my god, yeah, thank you. That was that was a lot of fun. I want to do those again because those were like basically those are just gifts for friends of mine, including
Aw,
Kat,
that's so
including
nice.
Kat. So yeah, no, I mean eventually I'll get to other people too. I've just taken a break from those because it's all like it started feeling like I owed people art, and I was like, I don't really owe people art. I just do this for fun.
Yeah. You're a free agent.
Exactly, I'm a free agent, man. But back to like your social media, like what were like the mental health things that you had to deal with just working on like your TikToks and stuff?
So I get I have a lot of really nice comments most of the time, but I've had like some rude people in my comments before that have kind of undermined me and like made me feel shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one that I made a response video to that was really sassy. That basically they told me they were like, 3D printing is for men and you need to get back into the kitchen.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. So I did like a sassy TikTok where I was like, I'm so sorry, Nat Geo, and like have like my name at the bottom of one of the things I was in, and like showed off a couple of the projects that I had done, and that was one of the videos that popped off because people were like, haha, she's just completely owned this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those things where I had screenshotted their comment instead of stitching it because I didn't want people to like just instantly go and pile on to this person. But my followers, I didn't realize like I had enough of a following that they would like care and notice and go in person.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they had found that person and then tagged them in the comments, and then he was like fighting with people, and he was just a misogynistic jerk.
Damn.
So I didn't feel bad about that, but and he just kind of seemed like he just wanted attention.
Was he in National Geographic?
But yeah, it was really weird. And most people I block, but for this one, I don't know. I was just like, he's giving attention and like commenting on the video. Like, if you're that pressed, like, you should leave. And he was following me too, so it was just really weird. But
I think he was trying to neg you.
Must have been.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's so stupid. Like, why would you say that? Why don't people think before saying stupid things? Like, why is it? First of all, okay, what do you get out of putting someone down who's doing like amazing work, amazing 3D technician work, as well as doing some great science communication? What do you get out of that? Like, I don't understand what goes on in some people's minds.
Yeah, I don't get it. Because like I've never left a nasty comment on anyone's things, even if I don't like something or like I disagree with someone. Like I also think a lot of the time people don't realize that creators basically read every single comment.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily respond to everything, but like they still are reading most of it. So I can't even imagine what it would be like to be like Charlie and like Dixie D'Amelio and the kids that are super famous on TikTok. Like that would just wreck your mental health.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think, like, especially if you're a woman, because there's a lot of people who like comment on your body or the way you look, especially if you're a woman. That's what I noticed. Like, if you're a guy, no one cares what you look like. They care more about your content. But if you're a woman, they care about your content, but also the way you look. It's so weird to me. Like, if you like the content, you like the content.
There's like I get a lot of really weird DMs too from people that like
thirsty,
like yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And I don't know if they realize that like we read every single DM too.
Like, okay,
I'll just be like, okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've sent some joke DMs to like celebrities, like, hey Jennifer Lopez, if you're still single. Like this is in high school, right? But I never say it like in a mean way, and it's obvious it's like a joke, I guess. But it's like,
okay, well Jennifer Lopez probably isn't reading them, but like,
yeah, I know, but
like
you know what I mean? It's like I know small time creators are like, like I read almost every comment and DM I get. Do I reply to all of them? No, because number one, sometimes I just don't want to deal with people when I'm not in the mood, and number two. Yeah, basically that. I just don't want to talk to people like all the freaking time.
Do you get like DMs constantly about like draw me something for free?
Yes! Oh my god! I hate that so much. Jesus Christ. Like, there was one where this guy basically was like, "Hello, can you please draw my daughter on a triceratops? I'll give you the picture." I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure," because I thought it was a commission. So I'm just like, "Okay, so here's how this works.
Rates?
You pay half. Here's the rate. You pay half up front, and then once you pay half up front, I will begin." Okay. And he's like, "Okay, I'll pay you tomorrow." He never paid me, right? And he said his daughter's birthday was like a month from then, right? But so I was like, "Okay, he didn't pay me, so I'm not gonna work on it, right?" I get a DM like a month later. "Hello, did you get the drawing done for my daughter's birthday?" And I'm just like, "Screw you, man!" Like at that point, I was like busy doing like another. I was working on like my another pin project. I think it was the Spinosaurus project or the Africa pin project. And I was like, "Sir, I'm busy. I got my own stuff to do. I don't have time for this commission. I'm sorry, you didn't pay up, so I can't get the. I don't want to rush this out because I don't want to put out something that isn't a quality drawing. So, screw you, man. Bye."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like, so I'm on the 3D artist side, and I think a lot of the time people don't realize how much work goes into a digital sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's especially rampant in the 3D printing community because there's so much stuff available for free online that you can download from Thingiverse and everything. So then they'll just message me or like comment on a post that I've done and then just be STL question mark? Like, give it to me free? Like,
yeah, like what?
No! like this dinosaur took me 9 months.
That took you 9 months?
The whole skeleton and everything. Like, it was a big project.
I mean, that makes sense. It was a huge project. It's a whole basically fossil you're like recreating. Yeah, that's crazy. So like, and people ask you like to model things for free too. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. And I do the exact same thing. I'll be like, "Here's my rates," and then like most of the time when I send that to them, it just scares them off, and they'll like just leave me on red.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have gotten a couple of really great projects from TikTok and Instagram and all of that. But
yeah, for sure.
So much of it is, will you give it to me for free? No? Oh, darn.
Damn, I tried. I shot my shot. All right, bye.
I did my best.
Yeah, no, that's so stupid. And speaking of like, weird comments and stuff, like you get like you said you were talking about like thirsty DMs and stuff, right? Like why do you think people do that in general?
No, I think people are kind of weird in general towards women a lot of the time. Like I've had a couple of really bad experiences in real life. Like I had someone who was borderline a stalker in real life. So I can't imagine some of the things that happen online. So I try to like not post too much of my personal stuff on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's scary. Like a lot of the TikTok creators that blow up are very new to things, and so like they'll be like, "Oh, here's my address, like if you want to send me things." And
Jesus Christ, no, never do that.
No. Don't do that. Do not let your driver's license or any of that.
Yeah, don't share your driver's license. So here's my credit card information. Here's
the little number on the back.
So stupid. Jesus. Yeah.
So I try to be really, really, really careful online. It happens mainly to women, I would say. But I'm not a man, so I don't know. Maybe you do get thirsty weirdo comments. But
I don't know. Like, okay, from the few times that like I've posted my face on my account, I've gotten like some really nice compliments, but nothing like oh, they'll show me your penis, Dinosaurcomics. I didn't get anything like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it just feels like it's a different world when you're like a woman on social media.
My God, I have to tell you something so funny. When I first came across your page, like I didn't know what your name was, and I didn't know like what you looked like or anything. And so like I had just assumed that you were a woman.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah, no one knows I'm like a frat boy.
Kat was like, "Andy did this amazing drawing for me," and I was like, "Who's Andy?" And she was like, "From Dinosaurcomics." And I was like, "Andy's a guy?"
Damn, well, I'm sorry. I just got that. I'm just sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, it comes through
Chill
my
with the
art.
ladies. Wine night.
Wine night. It's a paint and sip. Yeah, no, but damn, that's just crazy to me. Do you, and obviously, of course, you agree with the separation of your personal life and your social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I personally try to avoid as much as possible to post like personal things. Like I never posted a picture of my girlfriend or family members on my account because I don't know what could happen. I don't want people like doxing them or anything like that, or just having a picture of like my nieces or something would be extremely disturbing to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, yeah.
I totally understand that. Like, a lot of my social media were things that I had just from being a person, like especially my Twitter, or like some of my followers from TikTok who are like really dedicated have found me on Twitter, and I'm like, just know that like this is still like just my shit posting area. Like this is not dinosaurs, and I especially am very careful who I let on my Facebook because like my Facebook is still my family and all of my regular friends.
Yeah.
So, because then I made like a dedicated Instagram for dinosaurs because I was starting to post some dinosaur content on my original Instagram from like way back, and people were like, "Evelyn, what is this?" Because most of my regular friends don't quite know what I do, so they're like, "Oh, she's gone off the deep end with dinosaurs, I guess."
She's good. No, I have that same experience because most like obviously because I don't really share my art with my friends or family, so it's like when they like found out that I was doing all these comments, like Andrew, what are you up to? This quarantine. I'm just like, oh, I've just been doing some art stuff. It's like, oh, can I see? And like, yeah, and I show them my account, and they like what the hell? How'd you get these 30,000 followers?
Andy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, you never let go of that dinosaur stuff, huh? Well, yeah, but yeah, no, I just feel like it's healthy to not have those things intersect in your life, like to have like a clear separation. Obviously, of course, I have friends who I've made via social media who I will hang out with like as if they're like friends or family, right? But that's like obviously that's like the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, definitely. So I was traveling this week. I went down to Albuquerque, and I was in their museum down there, and like I had my mask on and everything, and I was just checking it out, looking at fossils, and this person came up to me and they were like, "You make TikToks, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" Like it was the weirdest experience. It's like, no, I didn't know. I still think like 70,000 people. I think it's all robots. Like they are not real.
I'm not real. This isn't a real podcast. This is just a simulation.
No, there are not people watching me right now. Like, and so someone coming up to me in a museum, which like completely makes sense. Like that's definitely my demographic. But it was really funny. I was like, I do make TikToks.
Yes, that's me, Evelyn. That's crazy. See, I told you you're famous. I've never had anyone approach me. Like, Mr. Dinosaurcomics, can I have your autograph? I've never had anyone approach me.
Please? I would.
Yeah, because you know what I look like now. That's I guess it makes sense. No one really knows what I look like, so there's no reason for anyone to approach me.
Please.
Andy-san, please. Signature, sign my pins. But yeah, no, that's crazy.
Pin collection. I really need to get yours.
You're fine. I'll have the new Morrison set on the shop in like a month, so I'll make an announcement post and you could check that out.
Do you do like packs where you buy all of them?
No, but I should. I should eventually. I'm thinking of doing like, I don't know, not like the sets exactly, but like packs of like, I don't know, the big theropod pack. Get T-Rex, Spinosaurus, and Carcharodontosaurus in one pack or something like that. But we'll see in the future.
Well, yeah.
I would say like bringing this back to like stalking, because I know this is like a very common thing in paleontology for some reason. Like I was talking with Miria last week, and we were talking about like she had like one stalker who followed her around the lab. Right, I'm sure you know this story.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, he followed her around the lab, and basically, like, he got fired just because number one, he wasn't a good volunteer, and number two, like, making all the women uncomfortable. And I feel like nerdy hobbies in general, like, attract people like this for some reason.
Yeah.
Not that all men are trash, and but in this field, but you know what I mean. It's just like, why? What did you think would happen if you stalked a woman?
I have a kind of crazy experience, and so last year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a photographer on the side, so that's another
Okay.
thing about me. So I was doing photography for this event that someone had contacted me for, and he needed pictures done for it. And so I was like, yeah, I can do that. And he had contacted me via email and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all through the university, so like he was another student.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was normal. I had done it the last year, but it was a new person who was contacting me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll do that. And so I was getting photos back to him, and he was like, well, let's meet at this place. And I was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And so like it was like a week later, and in the middle of the week, he had asked me like if I wanted to go get coffee, and because he knew that I worked at the university and
Okay.
knew that I was on campus,
I don't like where
and
this
so
is
he had told
going.
me that in the email. And like we hadn't really talked a whole lot, so I was like, this is a little weird, but okay, whatever. I was like, sorry, no coffee today, but I'll get the pictures to you whenever. And so we met to go give him the pictures,
Okay.
and it was at his apartment, and I was like, oh god.
What do you like
I don't
candles
know where to go.
everywhere?
And I don't have a good I don't have a very good Evelyn, don't do this kind of thing. Like, Evelyn, this isn't safe, don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. Like, I'll just go into his apartment, give him the pictures, and then leave. Well, I think he thought that it was like a date.
Bruh. She said she was gonna give you pictures.
Literally, that's it. That I did not give him any indication that I was interested. Like, he had made dinner and all kinds of stuff, and so I was like, oh my god, okay. I didn't want to be rude and not eat dinner, and so we were sitting, and I had I was working on transferring the pictures, and he started talking to me, and he was like, "You're a mass communications major, aren't you?" And I was like,
yikes.
Weird, because that's
on
not
a bike.
available online anywhere. And this was completely before I had done any social media.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how do you know that? And he was like, oh, I work at the school's IT department.
Bro! Hello?
And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, he also wanted to have wine, but I was not down for that. But he had asked, he was like, well, I know that you can because your birthday is December 19th, 1997. I was like,
I don't know if you can see my face right now, but I'm just like,
it was wild. I was like, how do you know that? And he was like, I'm kind of a researcher of sorts. And I was like, what does that mean? He was
that's an interesting way to say
I
stalker.
to research people. And evidently used his power as an IT student to look at people's files and stuff.
Bruh.
So he knew that I had changed my major a couple of times. He knew my mom's address, because that was in the system for the university.
What the fuck? What?
I was in his apartment, and I was like, okay, this is the day. This is the day I get murdered. It's happening.
This is the day I die. I'm gonna be in the news.
I also talk myself out of situations, especially I'll be like, you're just overreacting, everything's fine. This is a completely normal situation. So finally I had wiggled my way out of leaving his apartment, and I was safe, and he did not murder me. But I was sitting in my car and I was like, this is a really weird experience and not normal. Like, I don't want this man to have access to my information through the school. So I had to go through this whole awful process with the university to try to get, like, make sure that he couldn't access my stuff anymore. And like, it was really gaslighty because they were basically were like, we don't think that he has access to it. But I was like, he knew my birthday, he knew my mom's address, and all kinds of stuff. And he told this to me like he thought that it was interesting. Like, he didn't have any indication of a tone of thinking that it was kind of a weird thing to do.
Bro, read the room, man. What? Bro, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It was a little traumatic at the time, but I've like...
That is terrifying. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's a funny story now, but when it just happens, that's like some...
I sat in my car and I was like, I don't believe in like a higher power, but I'm glad that I survived.
Yeah, that's like some... Like, you know, he could have put you like in his basement and like have you like rub lotion on your skin so he could turn you into like a purse or something. I don't know, man. That's like the worst case scenario.
Silence of the Lambs.
10 out of 10 has a fridge with a padlock. Oh my god, Jimmy. Damn. Okay, I thought this would involve paleo, but this is just as bad. Damn.
I'm sorry. That's completely off the topic.
But I think that's a good to bring up, like, situations that women in general are in. You know, because on this podcast, man, women are queens, man. Men are kings too, but women are also queens, man. We an egalitarian society, you feel me? But yeah, you did not deserve any of that. Jesus Christ. Personally, I don't have any stalking stories. Like, I don't think I've been stalked as far as I know. I mean, I did have one case of sexual harassment where this one guy was watching me sleep when I was at a training camp, because it was in high school. And the person watching me sleep was like in their 20s. And basically, like, I found out the week I left that this person thought I was like really cute. And I'm 100% straight, by the way. And they were planning to ask me out, and someone caught them like watching me sleep, like above like the futon I was sleeping on. It's just, I don't know, like, I had chills when I found this out. Like, I found it out a week after.
No matter how minor they are, you still feel super violated. Like,
yeah, of course. It's like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing happened, thank God. But just the idea that the person could have done something is terrifying.
Yeah. I think a lot of the time, I'm making a generalization, but I don't think men have to worry at all as much of like doing simple things like going to the grocery store at night, or like walking to your car, and like making sure that your doors are locked constantly. And it's just the level of fear that I think a lot of women feel. I just wish there was a better alternative or thing that we could do, like, to protect women. But like, immediately after the stalking incident, I like went and just bought a shit ton of like what is it? The pepper spray.
I was say you bought a gun, and I was like, oh, I mean, I don't blame you. I'm not anti-gun.
My boyfriend has a gun, but I'm not super like good at guns.
No, I was talking like, so me and my girlfriend were like, we went grocery shopping, yeah, and freaking, she's like, Andrew, come here. I was like, why? Andrew, okay, when you unlock the door, you have to check under the car because someone might, try to slash your ankles or whatever. And I was like, what? Yeah, for human trafficking and stuff. And I never thought about that. You know what I mean? And after that day, I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing that happened. Like, guys hiding under your car to slash your feet or ankles to, like, disable you and then, kidnap you in their car. I hope this doesn't scare you. Like, continue living your life. Or just, I don't know. This is the first time I'd heard it happening. So I thought that was very interesting. Like supposedly what happens is They slash your ankles, and there's someone in the car adjacent to your car who will take you inside the car, and then they kidnap you, right? So that's what I heard. I don't know how often this happens. I haven't looked into this. Yeah, I'm sorry if this is this is scaring you. I'm sure you'll be fine.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. But it was just something because I never thought of like that kind of stuff happening. It's just insane to me.
Yeah. My boyfriend's kind of learned, like in the time that we've been dating, he's kind of been like, dang, like women do experience a lot of really scary stuff. Because he's just like, I just have horror stories.
Horror, like just in general of just you day by day just doing things.
Yeah, just like small interactions with men that are just scary,
Uh-huh.
and they don't realize that they're being scary.
Like, give me an example if you feel comfortable sharing one.
Here's one that comes to mind. I was in a class a few years ago, and I was walking in the classroom, and everything was normal, and I like had my backpack on, and I was walking, and this kid started following me, and I was like, okay, maybe he's just walking to his car or something. And he like tapped on my shoulder and he was like, "Hey, how are you? Like, I want to be like he was just being friendly and wanted to be friends." I was like, "Okay, this is cool, whatever, all right." And then he was like, "What's your phone number?" And I was like, "God damn it! I don't want to give you my phone number." But,
so you lied. You put a fake number, huh? You put a fake number, huh?
I didn't. I'm stupid. I was like, okay, here's my number, because like it was the beginning of the semester and like we were gonna be in a small class together, and so I was like, okay, whatever. And so I had given him my phone number, and then he had like taken this as an opportunity to start texting me, and I am really notoriously bad for not responding to messages, especially if I'm just like 100% not interested. And so I didn't respond to his like hey message. And so the next time that we were in class together, he was like, you gave me a fake number, didn't you? And I was like, actually, no, I just ignored you.
Damn.
And he was so butthurt about this and like very angry. So that's just one small incident where I was kind of like rude to him back, but
damn.
A lot of the time it's like, I will just not fight the situation. Like road rage.
I guess it just also stems from like I don't think a lot of guys know how to approach women. Like it took me a while to learn like how to talk to girls, I think. I mean, everyone goes through that awkward phase where it's like, damn, how do I date women? It's I've gone through puberty now. How do I date women?
Women.
Yeah, women, damn. I mean, I've had my blunders where I had a woman's number, she didn't respond quickly, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, back to the drawing board. Like I wouldn't push it. But man, there's like, I don't know, maybe like, I think, and this is like my advice to all the guys who watch this now and in the future. This is turned into a dating advice podcast. All right, Paleo dating advice podcast. Number 1, if you approach a girl, don't stalk her, don't follow her, okay? And be straightforward. Don't pull some BS like, I want to be friends. Like, you know what you want. You want some of that. You know what you really want. Just be straightforward. Be like, hey, I think you're cute. I think you're attractive. Would you like to go out with me? Or I think you're really cool. Would you like to hang out sometime? I think saying go out with me actually has like, it goes a little too strong. Like you just say like, hey, you want to hang out sometime, right? And that's good enough, right? If she says no, she says no. Leave it at that. Don't force yourself. That's the easiest way to approach a girl. It is foolproof because you only win. If she says no, you won. Why? Because you tried. And if she says yes, you won. Because now you got the date. And if the date doesn't go well, it's okay. Because there's always, someone else out there for you to, unless you live in like the world's smallest town, then damn shame. But yeah.
Even then, there is love stories to be had.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I agree. 100%.
But yeah, so much has to just be understanding people's boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time, you need to think about the situations that you're in, and
Mm-hmm.
are you making someone feel uncomfortable in a situation where you have some sort of leverage of power in any
Oh,
kind of
that
way?
too. Yes.
Like if you're both at the bar and you both don't have any friends there, and like it looks very obviously that you both are like trying to find somebody, approach that person and you can talk to them and like have a conversation and all that. But like, so many of these things, like I've been dating someone for like my boyfriend and I have been together for like 5 years, and so
Mm-hmm.
like anytime something like that happens, like I feel like such a jerk being like, I have a boyfriend,
I mean, that's not your
but like
fault. I mean, you actually do have a boyfriend.
but like I actually like am dating someone, and like it's not just an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, here's another one. Another one. I was in Zoom University this semester,
Mm-hmm.
and we were in one of the classes that made us all have our cameras on the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this boy who had like privately chatted at me, and he was like, "Hey, you're cute. What's your phone number?" And I was still like new to Zoom, and so I didn't even see that he had sent me a message. Then I got
Damn.
like a second one where he was like, "Damn, okay," sad face. I was like, I saw that one, and it just sent me into this fiery rage of just pissed. Well, I like took a screenshot of it, and I sent it to the professor.
Damn. I feel kind of bad though. He shot his shot. He did shoot his shot, but
Do it, but like, he was like, damn, okay, like,
don't be mad about it. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking like, hey man, don't be mad about it. Yeah, if she doesn't respond, it's fine, man. You'll live. Yeah, damn. This just turned into the dating advice podcast.
me just talking all the people
Yeah.
in my life have been jerks to me.
Yeah, all these people have been jerks to me, man. Yeah, no, okay, but bringing this back to social media, is, um, I mean, I know we've talked about stalkers and stuff, right? But what about obsessive fans? Like these people don't exactly want to be your boyfriend or whatever or girlfriend, right? But they want to be your best friend. Have you had like experiences like that?
I think I've had people who have tried, but I set limits really fast where like I will try to, like if someone sends me a DM and they want like they have like a question or something, I'll do my best to answer questions and like be like, hey, how are you? Like especially if someone's like, hey, this TikTok really made my day happier, and
Mm-hmm.
thank you for posting that. I'll be like, I'm so glad that you're here and thank you for enjoying my content. But when it starts getting to like an extreme of like people start thinking like we're besties and start sending me pictures and like things that they're doing in their day, I will stop responding. I don't want to have that kind of connection with people, especially who I haven't met in real life, because
Mm-hmm.
like there's a power imbalance, and I don't want to take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I can agree. Like I've had that experience too. Like, and I feel like sometimes people don't understand that, especially because they get exposed to my work, but they're not really exposed to me exactly. Um, and I think there's this thing where I think the term was like parasocial phenomenon where you think that you know someone because you are connected to their work, right? But the truth is, you know, these people don't know jack shit about me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And it's probably like worse for you because your face is connected to, your social media.
It's kind of the pros and cons, definitely. But
Hmm.
I think, excuse me, I understand it on the other side because I also have people that I've like kind of grown up with, like watching on YouTube and stuff,
Hmm.
where I feel like I know them, but they don't know who I am, and so like I'm more aware of my social media presence because of growing up with it, which is kind of interesting. Like those people didn't have that because YouTube was still so new back then, and like
Hmm.
social media influencer stuff back was new. Um, so I'm trying to be very like responsible with everything. And then like I have such an age range of people who are interested in my content,
Hmm.
mostly from like little kids to adults.
Yeah.
So especially like I don't want to be. There's so many things coming out in the news of like influencers messing with their fans and doing inappropriate shit. Like, no,
Hmm.
not the move.
Yeah, and freaking, I don't know. I feel bad when it's kids. Like I get kids like, "Hello, how are you doing today? Can you rate my drawing? Can you?" There was one kid who asked me to be their art teacher, and while I was extremely flattered, I was like, number one, I'm not getting paid for this. And I just have to like set that boundary. Like, hey, kid, I know that you really look up to me, and I really appreciate that, but I can't be your personal mentor or art teacher. Um, and I told him to because I don't want to be responsible for this kid. I don't know this kid. I don't know his parents. I don't know where he's from or anything. Like, please ask your parents for to find an art teacher that'll help you. Like locally, and they'll be able to help you. Get your skills that you need. I can't teach you, but I appreciate your continued support. And I left it at that.
That's
But
the best way to handle it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. But it's just I don't know. It's just hard because I don't want to break a kid's heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Dinosaurcomics
yeah.
was my hero, and he hurt me. Like a super villain, origin story.
Oh my god, it's their
This
origin story.
like syndrome from Incredibles.
I loved Mr. Incredible,
I don't.
and then he ruined my life.
I loved Eevee 3D, and then she ruined my life. Now she'll pay. What's everyone's a 3D model technician? No one will be. But yeah, how much time we got? We got about 15 more minutes. So yeah, is there any
This is
crazy
looking
topics you want to
fantastic.
bring up?
Any what?
Is there any crazy topics that you want to bring up that you've kind of want to get off your chest about, your work you've done, social media, etc.?
I think I kind of want to say like I'm very grateful for my audience. I think
Hmm.
it's been like really awesome getting to connect with so many cool paleo people like you and Kat and Miria and so many of the other awesome women in paleo that are on there.
Hmm.
Like we have this group chat that we all just talk in, and like it feels really comforting because so many of us experience imposter syndrome in the world
Hmm.
of paleo, and so we can like kind of help each other out and feel more like comfortable in some of our achievements.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely. I have so much imposter syndrome.
oh yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't deserve any of my following. That's just why like I try so hard to like get my art like to improve really quickly. But yeah, how do
You
you handle that?
deserve it.
Like
Your stuff is so great.
I'm like it's all right. But yeah, like what gives you imposter syndrome?
I think a lot of it has to do with the like traditional definitions of what makes someone a paleontologist.
Mhm.
Because like so many people are, say like you have to be a PhD, you have to be constantly doing research, you have to be out in the field every summer, and you have to be fossil prepping and doing all kinds of like the traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas like my job definitely counts as paleontology because but it's just on the computer. So like we will scan fossils and then work with them digitally.
Mhm.
Um, so I get imposter syndrome about calling myself a paleontologist a lot.
Mhm.
I'm working through it.
Yeah, no, I don't think you should have that. You're very knowledgeable and you're definitely involved in the field in a very positive way. Like yeah, you're definitely like you're in. You're in. Yeah, you're in. I believe in you.
Comics has officially said.
Yeah. I think for me personally, it's more like cuz I don't do like quote unquote paleo art the way most people would define it as. Like I'm not RJ Palmer or Brian Ang. I'm not like a amazing like sculptor. I make stupid freaking cartoons. But
Great though. And they do like
yeah.
a completely different, like, and they hit a completely different audience, and they're still just as valid.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I appreciate that.
Yes. And I think anything that brings interest into dinosaurs in the paleo world and all of that, and helping further the interest in science, is a spectacular thing that needs to be celebrated. So it's fantastic for that.
Thank you. Yeah, see, we're just went from dating advice to lifting each other up.
Queens,
Queens,
queens.
kings and queens, man. But yeah, I think a difficult part too is because I always find myself comparing myself to other people's art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cat has.
Oh, hello, cat. Cat crash.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, like, do you compare yourself to like, like, obviously, like, this is not something. Like, I don't say like, damn, his art's so good, I need to get better than him. But for me, it's like, damn, his art is so good. Well, I don't know if I'll ever be able to like, be that good. You know what I mean? Do you ever feel that way too about like your social media like outreach and your posts?
Constantly. Like, I try to just mellow myself out and be like, look, you're doing good stuff, like, it'll be fine. But I'm like, there are people that are much better at all of the things that I do. And so it's hard
For sure.
like convincing myself that like what I do is still valid. My mentor and boss, Jesse Pruitt, he my kitty. He's just an amazing digital sculptor, and he taught me a lot of the things that I know. So the two of us, I think, compare our work against each other constantly. But I think that competition is also a really good thing. So I think it all just depends on your mindset.
For sure.
But it is really difficult, especially with numbers.
Like with you mean like following numbers?
Yeah, like your engagement and all the followers and comments and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like this is some kind of messed up. There was a point where I was like, there's like people who had like more followers than me, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can surpass this person. And then when I do, I'm like, yeah, I did it. Now on to the next person on the list. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, obviously, once that after that initial high, it's just like, oh, what do I do now?
TikTok really hard. Like, I have like a couple of people that I have kind of like started at the same time, and like we've had like kind of similar growth stuff, and so I think we all have like friendly competition with each other. But it's still, I wish it wasn't that way.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, with my closest artist friends, like we don't view each other as competition. I think we're at the point where it's like it's a lot of fun, and we like really support each other's growth. And I think that's like an important part to like engaging with people who have similar content as you, and just pushing them and celebrating them, because I don't think this like social media, for me at least, isn't about competing as much as it is about the social aspect, and that's probably like its strongest piece, I would say, where the ability to like just bond with people and bring each other up is probably way better than putting other people down and trying to raise yourself up.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I like being someone that like shares other people's content and engages with other people, and it's like just generally having a community that way. It's really been super fun meeting so many people.
I know. Oh my god. Who was the first person you like interacted with on social media after you started your like TikTok?
I think it was Miria, like, and she was like, because she found my TikTok and she was like, just loved it evidently, and she was like, "Do you want to be part of our group chat?" And I was like, Heck yeah! So then I met a bunch of those girls too. So
Of course, it was Miri.
Miri is the best.
I know she's cool. But yeah, no, that's super like r/wholesome. Yeah, no, that's really cute. And
Your first person that you talked to.
Dang, there's a lot of smaller artists that I really like vibed with. A lot. Like I'll shout out like Bluntosaurus was probably one of the first ones, and his art's great. And Ernie, if you're watching this, you gotta post more. And then other people I've talked to, like especially as I grew more, like I started talking to some people who are way better than me, and they pushed me, like as a not just as a artist but as a graphic designer too. Like I think Chell Gummy Dragon is definitely like one of my closest friends in the paleo art. Even though she doesn't even consider herself a paleo artist, but she knows dinosaurs, so I'm gonna throw her in there.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, cause she's more like I don't know, she considers herself more like just a general, artist, like creature designer kind of person, which makes sense. Like, her whole shtick isn't really like, accuracy. It's more like, what if this dinosaur I combine it with a fruit and a banana or something? You know what I mean?
Well, there.
Yeah, but it's just really cool. And I find that like my group of art friends just really support me, and they push me into to want to be better. I think it's a great thing.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, very
Or
wholesome,
slash
very
wholesome.
wholesome. Very wholesome. All right. Damn it. I'm trying to finish this so badly, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish this on stream. I will finish it for you tonight for sure. But we're almost out of time. Is there anything you want to share with everyone?
Dinosaurs are awesome. And that's that on that.
For sure. All right. Agreed.
Agreed.
So how can people reach out to you if they want to talk to you, Evelyn?
So my Instagram is at Evie_3D_.
Mm-hmm.
And then my TikTok is Evelyn_Vollmer. And it's super simple. Everything is like linked in a link tree, and if you find my Instagram, all that. So
perfect. All right. So Evelyn, thank you once again for coming on. This surprising turn into it went from talking about your work into like dating advice all the way to some serious like wholesome vibes. And I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to come on and chat with me, especially because this is like probably the first time I've really had like a long conversation with you. Yeah, and you're a really cool person. I really appreciate you. Like just yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice. It's like been very nice to meet you and all the other people in the world, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah. No. Yep. We're just gonna go back and forth thanking each other at this point. But yeah. So anyway, guys, I will post Evelyn's stuff in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, and I will see you guys on Wednesday when I do my art stream. So anyway, bye everybody. Oh, let me turn it off.